Hello there, my name's Card. I'm a long-time progressive community organiser and activist. And today, I just want to briefly talk about a reactionary dog whistle that's been around for a few years now, as well as what it really means, who's using it, and why. For those who might not know, in politics, a dog whistle is a word, a phrase, or a symbol which seems perfectly innocent and innocuous to most people, but which really communicates a more sinister hidden message to those in the know. There'll also be a playlist of videos of mine, linked at the top of the description, which goes into detail about all sorts of reactionary dog whistles and how to spot them. Today specifically, I wanted to talk about the name Robert, what it means, and how it's become a part of contemporary reactionary iconography, particularly in online spaces. Anonymous image board websites like 4chan and 8chan are home to a lot of far right-wing people who use something of an ever-evolving canon of esoteric memes to communicate. Usually, people like that largely just congregate on the designated political boards of websites like those, where they talk amongst themselves and share resources, and sometimes make plans for things to do offline. Theoretically, it would be easy for an outsider to observe these particular areas of image board websites like that and be able to suss out what people are doing there and even infiltrate the online communities which start off as these collections of image board posters. But in order to prevent this from easily happening, regular posters on the political sections of these image board websites will co-opt the obtuse lingo and memes of other parts of the site in order to make it much more difficult for someone unfamiliar with these terms to follow along with anything that's being said. Additionally, by doing this, online alt-righters will be able to recognize one another on the rest of the internet by referencing these terms and jokes. And if they're ever called out for openly referencing a reactionary image board term, because these terms often don't appear to be openly offensive, they get a bit of undue plausible deniability to try and wiggle out of the accusation. On a site like 4chan, for example, users of the infamous poll board have adopted many of the terms and jokes created or popularized by the television and film subsection of the website. To that end, one strange meme poll regulars will use to communicate amongst themselves and locate one another on other websites is to invoke the name Robert, which is associated with this stock image of a smiling black cinema concession stand operator. Among 4chan users, this man, Robert, is a stand-in for all service employees, and many people there will write out baroque fantasies of verbally abusing him. This all ties into an attitude among the alt-right of showing disrespect to people who work sales and retail, who they largely consider to be inferior or uneducated people. The fact that Robert happens to be black also means that poll users will make a lot of racist jokes and compare him to the smiling black porter stereotype. It's essentially a stock image that image board right-wingers have appropriated into treating like a racist caricature. So, if you happen to see people online referencing a cinema sales attendant named Robert, or posting that particular stock image, or apropos of nothing, it's something they've picked up from being in some pretty noxious places online, and they're likely referencing it in the hopes that someone with views similar to them will notice it and pick up on the fact they're familiar with alt-right terminology and likely at least sympathetic to their views. So, for the sake of keeping your spaces and community safe, it never hurts to be able to spot these sorts of things so you can properly call them out, explain them, and remove the people posting them. That's all I have to say today. I hope it helps. Once again, my name's Card. If you might want to hear more from me, especially more about emerging or obscure reactionary dog whistles and how to spot them, feel free to subscribe to this YouTube page or just take a look at my other videos. Either way, goodbye for now, and stay safe out there.